What happens when a lotto winner's luck runs out? This is the case of Abraham Shakespeare, how he was murdered for his millions. In 2006, 40-year-old Abraham won the Florida jackpot for $30 million, bringing home $17 million total. Shortly after receiving his winnings, Abraham moved into a posh neighborhood and bought a $1 million home. Family and friends describe Abraham as generous with his winnings. Those closest to Abraham say that eventually he grew frustrated with the perils that came with having such large amounts of money. And because Abraham was so generous with his money, eventually his millions began to dwindle. Though Abraham was illiterate, he knew that he needed help making sound financial decisions. Doris Moore, also known as Dee Dee Moore, befriended Abraham and convinced him that she could help him better invest his money and lend financial advice. In 2009, family and friends began to grow suspicious after they were unable to make any contact with Abraham. That same year, family reported him missing, and that launched the investigation into the disappearance of Abraham Shakespeare. After checking phone records, investigators realized that Dee Dee Moore was the last person that Abraham called. Moore reported to investigators that Abraham was fine and implied that he was living outside of the country. She even provided phone records that showed an ongoing communication between her phone and Abraham's phone. Strangely, Dee Dee Moore was the only person that Abraham would accept phone calls from. His phone did not accept calls from detectives, his child, his then girlfriend, his mother, or any other friends or family. What ultimately made detectives suspicious of Dee Dee Moore was that all of Abraham's earthly possessions, including his home and his bank account, were all in possession of Dee Dee Moore and in her name. Through an elaborate plan launched by investigators and Abraham's family, police were able to trick Dee Dee Moore into giving them the location of Abraham's body. In January 2010, police arrested Dee Dee Moore for first-degree murder of Abraham Shakespeare. Abraham's body was unearthed behind Dee Dee Moore's Plant City home. His body was found underneath a concrete slab. His cause of death was determined to be 2 gunshot wounds to the chest, and the officials were able to determine his time of death to have been around April 6, 2009. One thing that I think is one of the most sinister parts of this case actually turned out to be one of the most valuable pieces of evidence. And this is what investigators believe to be one of the last photos and videos ever taken of Abraham. The video was taken by Dee Dee Moore, and investigators believe this video was taken shortly before she murdered him.
Get tired of people asking for money all the time, Ed?
They don't take no for an ounce.
So where you want to go to?
It don't matter to me. I'm not a picky person.
California. You want a foreign country?
You better ready?
Cozumel. Are you going to miss your home?
Yeah, but I miss it, but life goes on.
Dee Dee Moore's tangled web of lies surrounding the murder of Abraham is way too expansive to be covered in this short video, so I urge you to check out other documentaries that cover this case. In particular, in my opinion, BET's hit true crime show Murder in the Thirst does a great job at exploring the case in detail. It's important for us not to get wrapped up in the sensationalism of the case. Perhaps one of the most gut-wrenching, heartbreaking parts of the case, besides Abraham losing his life, is that a son lost his father, and that a mother lost her son. I think Judge Emmett Battle said it best in his sentencing of Dee Dee Moore.
Cold, calculated, cruel, they all apply. Manipulative, probably the most manipulative person that this court has seen. Abraham Shakespeare was your prey and your victim. Money was the root of the evil that you brought to Abraham.
And with that, he sentenced Moore to life in prison without parole.
To this day, Dee Dee Moore maintains her story that she's innocent. Let me know below. What do you think?